Brave Kids, welcome back to Midweek Mixup. I'm Pastor Slav, and I'm so excited for what is planned for you today. We got an amazing lesson about Jesus, we got awesome worship, and also Pastor Josh is teaching us another Teach Me How on piano. That's right, he's gonna teach us how to add our left hand with our right hand together and make beautiful music. I'm so excited for it. Now, let's jump into worship.
The embers awake within me, your presence ablaze surrounding me, your praise is a fire that is spreading. Yeah. Hope is consuming the darkness, you light up the world with your brilliance. Jesus, your love has changed me, you've got me on fire, I can feel it, my heart overwhelmed by joy that I can't describe. I'm surrounded, there's a blaze in my heart, and I can't stop it. Come on. Come on, sing it with me. I'm on fire, I'm on fire. 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 On fire, I can feel it, my heart overwhelmed by joy that I can't describe. I'm surrounded, there's a blaze in my heart, and I can't stop it. I can feel it, my heart overwhelmed by joy that I can't describe. I'm surrounded, there's a blaze in my heart, and I can't stop it.
Recently, I heard a story from a friend who talked about this kid who had given his life to Christ, and on his hand, he took a pen and wrote the word sinner. When he saw that this kid had wrote that on his hand, he immediately went to him and asked him why he did that. And he said that he wanted to remember who he was. And my pastor friend was like, dude, that's not who you are. And so he took a marker and marked out the word sinner, and underneath it, he wrote the word son. That's who you are. When we give our lives to Christ, we are not the sin that we've committed. We're not our past. You are the son or the daughter of Christ. As we worship today, remember who you are, remember whose you are, and let's worship him with everything we've got.
Sometimes it's hard to breathe, all these thoughts that shout at me, try to bring me to my knees, and it's overwhelming, darkness echoes all around, feels like everything is crashing down, still I know where my hope is found, and it's only you and ooh, you say you're working everything for my good, and ooh, I believe every word. 'Cause even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are symphony. And even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh, to my heart, to your beat, let me be your melody, even when I cannot see. But you're orchestrated, even when the dark surrounds. You'll never let me drown. I know that my hope is found in the name of Jesus. Ooh, you say you're working everything for my good, and ooh, I believe every word. 'Cause even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. And even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh.
Yeah, I wanna truly know if you compose beautiful music, though. From all my unruly notes, the distance is distant, it's moving close. Now I see, erase the scales from my eyes, then play the scale of my life. Chaos played off with a chord and a chord with a source, prevented through strife. And I've tasted suffering, I've been embraced by the painful buffering. I've been bound by doubt so loud right now, but a melody is made when you play these rusty keys. So we all gotta get pressed, tuned up like instruments. But I know all of life's tempo is set whenever we remember this.
Even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. And even in the madness, there is peace, drowning out the voices all around me. Through all of this chaos, you are writing a symphony, a symphony. Oh, a symphony. A symphony.
Aw, our names are on here.
This is just a simple, silly story.
Oh no, this card says we have to kick it up a notch.
Uh-oh.
Hang on for the loop.
3, 2, 1. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Okay, so in most word games, you don't know the story, but you get to choose the words. But we're changing the game. This time, you get to know the story, but we choose the words. I thought it was gonna be a straightforward story.
It never is.
I'm Ricky.
I'm Jamie.
Randomly place the word cards on the board to tell your new story. Then you'll reveal the words and act it out.
Oh, okay, so we're gonna like create like a skit? It's not gonna be eating disgusting things or wearing disgusting things?
That has yet to be determined, Jamie. So one by one, we are going to fill the story. So Jamie.
All right, I'm just gonna go for right on the top. So we have our noun.
Next one is part of the body, and while I'm here, I'm gonna go with an explanation.
Oh, perfect, that's great. So adjectives.
Verb and noun. Oh,
What, not this one?
I don't know.
Okay, all right, I switched it, remember.
No, Jamie, don't you put this
I
on me.
switched it.
No. And then the last one.
All right.
Okay, so that is our story.
I hope it's a good one. We tell stories every day.
But telling people about how Jesus changed your life can sometimes feel difficult.
What if you say the wrong words?
What if you sound like a know-it-all or a dork?
Let's get some tips on how to tell the story of what you love.
Jump Scare Jimmy. Hello. I thought I called him. Jump Scare Jimmy. Hello?
Boo!
Jump scare? Jimmy, you got me again. Why are you so good at that? I was ready to take out my computer.
Got
my
you.
Good. You got me
Tricked you.
good.
Fooled you. Got you, Judo Bob.
What have you been up to? Where are you at right now?
Well, this is my home, my humble
That's good.
abode. You know, I've just been practicing my jump scares lately. I'm not by myself, though. I have my cat, Douglas. I've been practicing them on him, and it's been pretty fun. But he's a good guy. We like to have fun around here.
Does he do jump scares too? Have you taught him your ways?
You know, I've tried. It's tough to teach a cat jump scares because they sleep about 18 hours a day.
Wow.
What have you been up to, Judo Bob?
Judo Bob's just been training his Padawans. So judo has been a passion of mine since I was, just a little dude. Judo is massive discipline. So you have to pour yourself into it. And it's humbling at times, especially when people put, good moves on you. Yeah. But you have to persevere and you have to get better. It's kind of, the same about Jesus, even like learning perseverance and learning humility. What about you? What got you into jump scare?
Oh, buddy, as soon as I was born, my parents were like, "Oh," it scared them right away on day one. And I love it. So jump scares are scary. We know that, at least if you do them right. But they're also fun. After you scare somebody, you still share some joy. That joy is part of sharing Jesus too. Joy comes from Jesus, and it's all about sharing jump scares and joy and Jesus. And that's just what I'm about, baby.
Where's is Douglas around? I'd love to say hi to him.
I was looking for him earlier because I should feed him. I'm gonna try to track him down, but it was still good talking to you, Judo Bob.
You too, Jump Scare Jimmy.
Douglas, where are you, buddy?
All right, so we have all of the elements on the board. Let's start telling our story, shall we? One day, Ricky and Jamie wanted a new challenge. So Ricky said, let's dump a sagging balloon full of pickle relish.
Oh my god, a sagging balloon on our, I'm assuming, head.
Shoulders.
Oh, okay.
And Jamie, what do you think your response to that is?
Mozart's armpits. That's hard to say.
All right.
Oh, we're doing it right now. It's more solid than I thought it would be. I thought it would be much more liquidy.
Jamie.
We can do it. I'm really sorry. Oh, it's bubbling. Can you see this? Oh, it's coming out like a little.
Oh my goodness, no! Okay, here we go. My goodness.
Mozart's armpit.
That doesn't sound like something I'd say.
It was fun, but not very noisy.
It was too noisy almost.
So Jamie said, I know, we can
Anything but eat.
smash! Yay, that's what I was thinking. A banana, chunky gravy boat until it's all gone. What? This is not like a traditional gravy boat. This is a literal USA boat. It's gonna get all over the place. Hey! Got him!
Okay, here we go. All right, this is a gravy boat.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that was oh my gosh!
I think that did it. Okay, and that was fun, but still not aggressive.
Oh, aggressive?
I beg to differ.
Yeah.
Ricky said, hey, we've always wanted to...
All right, remember, Ricky.
No.
Pretty sure this is
No,
the verb
Jamie.
that you made me switch it to.
Devour. Oh no. A pizza. Let it be a pizza.
Yeah, I'm sure
a
they put
pepperoni pizza. A garden pot of grape jelly. And a skull full of unflavored gelatin at the same time.
Seriously, I might gag.
Okay. Listen. Look at this. Just look. It's just the bounce. All right, 1, 2, 3, go, Jamie.
Oh.
Isn't this crazy? It's like so crazy that we're devouring here. Gross.
Well, I'm not eating it. I'm eating it.
All right, fine. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, this
Get
is not.
some more of. That's gross.
I'm just mixing it up.
Things are different in 2020.
But make sure that in your hearts you honor Christ as Lord. Always be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks you about the hope you have. Be ready to give the reason for it, but do it gently and with respect. 1 Peter 3:15.
Hey, my name is Riley, and I used to be a gymnast. And used to is like the key phrase right there, like I'm no longer a gymnast. Like, it's been a long time since I've been a gymnast. I'll try to show you some moves if I can, okay? But you can't judge me. No judgment zone, safe place. I feel good about it. Ah, oh my goodness. Okay, don't try any of this at home. Okay, ready? Splits time. Here we go. Okay. Oh, perfect for me. You can't see these awesome splits. But trust me, I'm doing them. Okay, you get the point. In gymnastics, a big skill that you have to master is learning how to flip. This is as terrifying as it sounds. It's basically launching your body into the air and just hoping that you have enough momentum to land it. Like, yeah, super scary. I was working on the skill and trying to master it. I would fall so many times. Like, go for it, fall. Go for it, fall. Go for it, fall. Face plant, all the things. Super embarrassing, just really messy, really wrong. I got it wrong so many times. But there was one day where I was like, you know what? I'm tired of falling. I'm tired of face planting. Today is gonna be my day. And I feel like I walked into the gym with more like swagger. There had to be some like really cool like motivational music behind me, like in my brain, like the da-na-na-na. I had all this courage and I was like, you know what, today is gonna be the day. And so I get ready, I prep myself, I'm on the mat, I'm ready to throw it. The moment happens and I land it, yeah! The crowd goes wild. Everybody was cheering, my whole teammates were cheering, my coach was cheering. We were all so excited for me to land that flip. And it's not because I just landed that flip, but it's because everyone in that room understood how many times I had tried and tried again, and how many times I had gotten it wrong, and how many times it had been super messy and face plants and all of the things. They knew that, and so it made landing it for the first time so much sweeter. My mom took me out for ice cream, and that's my favorite thing, so like, it was a good day for me. And I think that it's the same with Jesus. Listen, you and I, we can pretend like we're perfect and we've always been awesome and we've always had it figured out and we always make the right choices. I could have told you that I was born doing backflips. Like, I was born and then before I could walk, I was backflipping. But those don't make very good stories because they're not God's story. God's story goes, you were reckless, you were messy, you made mistakes, you were rescued, you were loved by me, and now you're restored. You are awesome because of my love. And that's what evangelism is it's telling God's story and letting Jesus be the hero. It doesn't have to be over-exaggerated, it doesn't have to be some heartbreaking story, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes people just need to hear about the hope that you get to feel each and every day because of Jesus. God's good story invites us into a world that is much larger than us. So Luke, let me ask you this. What story are you telling?
Oh, it's like gotten a little crusty.
Yeah, it's like congealing. Ugh. Well, the awesome news is we all have different stories.
So what's your story, Ricky? How was Jesus a game changer in your life?
So I didn't necessarily grow up like in the church, I guess kind of like around the church. And so I think I had a pretty different view of Christians kind of growing up. Like, I saw that they I thought that they were kind of hypocritical, like people would say one thing or do one other thing. I don't know. So I was keeping my distance for like part of my life. But then I actually met a really cool group of Christians who were like actively following Jesus, and like they made it known, and they also were very, I guess, just different, and just how they were living out their life, like being a Jesus follower, made a huge impact on me. And so then I became a Jesus follower myself.
That's awesome.
How about you?
So I actually did grow up in church, and I say in church, but I mean multiple churches, because my dad was a music minister, and so we would travel all around the state going to different churches. There was one Sunday where we were visiting a church, and I decided to follow Jesus at that church. And one of the biggest impacts that following Jesus has had on my life, the biggest game changer that I've experienced, is that just because I'm a Christian doesn't mean that I haven't gone through a roller coaster. It doesn't mean that I haven't had highs and haven't had lows. My faith in Jesus, it may not necessarily make my life easier, but it makes it possible to face those highs and those lows. So,
amen. That's awesome.
Thank you. Thank
well
you.
said. I think it's natural to be worried about evangelism because, I mean, it's a big word. Have you tried spelling it? But it's also a lot of responsibility. And the important thing to remember is when you're sharing your story, make sure you make Jesus the hero.
Yeah, and I think we forget sometimes that we do that with our words, and sometimes we tell the story with our actions.
This idea for a painting of, how do I share what Jesus means to me without using words? Really sharing the struggle of what life can be, but then also the promise of the new life that Jesus brings. Throughout the week, as I'm creating this painting, I had neighborhood kids just stopping by and asking questions and just really wondering what I was doing, why I was doing it. So I finished the painting. I'm looking at the final piece and just seeing what God was able to do through the struggle of it, the creative process. And these neighborhood kids are there with me, and they're asking all these questions about it, really wondering why it means so much to me. And what was amazing to see in that moment was God was preparing them all along to receive Him, to make that decision, to see Jesus actually impact their eternity forever. Just because I decided to create and express something that was so meaningful to me. And that day, it shifted completely for them.
Oh, yay! I'm so glad that it's on our set.
Me too. I mean, it fits perfectly. It feels like it's been here forever. I love it. Always be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks about the hope you have.
And when you share your story, make Jesus the hero.
Everyone is looking for hope, so share it.
This mess we made, tells quite the story.
Yeah, it was very, beautiful.
Share your story, and until next time,
enjoy the ride.
All right, well, hey, brave kids, I'm excited for part 2 of teaching you how to play my favorite instrument, the piano. That's right, we're gonna learn how to play the piano. If you didn't watch last week's, make sure you pause this, go back and watch last week's Midweek Mix-Up because you're gonna be really confused if you don't, all right? So go tune in, watch last week's, learn how to play some of the songs, and then you can tune in to this week's Teach Me How, where I'm gonna teach you how to play the piano. Now, one of the amazing things about the piano, sometimes different than other instruments like the trumpet or the trombone, saxophone, instruments, sometimes even like string instruments where you can only play one, maybe two notes at a time. What's amazing about the piano is because we have 10 fingers, we can play 10 notes at a time. That's right. One of the amazing things about the piano is you can add your left hand and your right hand to be able to play music. So we're gonna teach you how to add the left hand. We're gonna do a very basic, I'm not gonna do anything advanced or crazy today, but we're gonna just do a very basic left hand and right hand to the songs that we learned last week. Now, it's very important because the more you practice, the better that you'll get, right? Have you ever heard that practice makes perfect? Yeah, it takes a lot of practice. I don't even know how many thousands of hours I've spent playing the piano. But here's what I know. If you do this every single day, even just for 5 minutes, you just pick up an iPad or go to a piano somewhere, sit down and play, eventually you'll want to learn more. Eventually you'll want to play more. And then before you know it, you're gonna be playing things better than you ever thought possible. It just takes a little bit of practice. So today we have our piano app right here. Now, last week we went over the note names. I showed you how to change where the notes are, what part of the piano. You see a little piano scale up here. So this week we need to change where the piano sits, but it's gonna look exactly the same. So last week we had the bottom note be C5. This week, we're gonna have the bottom note be C4, okay? So I'm gonna get it all the way down here to C4. And that means that the top note is G5, okay? So C5, which is last week, is now right here. And now we have C as the lowest note on our iPad today. Because we're playing with both hands, I'm gonna put the iPad down, but I've screen recorded this so that you can watch back what I'm playing, and that'll be up here on the screen, okay? Now, last week, the first song we learned was Ode to Joy, okay? So it went like this, just a little reminder for everyone. Left hand, the first line went. All right, remember that? That was our right hand part from last week. So this week, we're gonna start with our hands in what we call first position. So that means our thumb on our right hand is gonna go on C, and our pinky on our left hand is gonna go on C, okay? Those are an octave apart. Now, each of our other fingers are gonna be on the corresponding notes after that. So these two fingers are gonna be on D and so on, okay? So here's how we play Ode to Joy, adding in our left hand. You already know the right hand part, so it's gonna take a little bit of practice. Remember, don't be afraid to practice. Have fun, enjoy making music, and I promise, God loves whatever you play. Your parents are gonna love whatever you play, so it's okay. Practice as often as you need to get it right. So we're gonna start, the first note from last week of Ode to Joy starts on the note E, that's E5. Now our left hand is gonna start on C4, okay? So it's gonna start on different notes, but it goes like this. And then on the second G, we move up on our left hand to the D note, D4. And then we go C on the right hand and E on the left hand. And then F and D, G on the left hand with a second E on the right hand. Okay, I know that was a lot. You can always pause this, you can rewind, figure it out yourself. Here it is one more time so you can practice. Here we go, ready? E on the right hand, C on the left hand, here we go. Good job. If you did that, you just played both hands, one line of Ode to Joy. Way to go. Give yourselves a round of applause, right? All right. The second line, remember the melody on the right hand is very similar to the first time we played it. The good news is the left hand is almost exactly the same. All right, here we go. Second line, second phrase of Ode to Joy.
And then we go to C on both the left hand and the right hand. Good job, way to go. Now this part is where it gets a little fun. Remember the third line of Ode to Joy? It's a little bit of a different melody. It goes like this. That's right. So our left hand plays something really fun on this part. I love it. It starts on the G, all right? And I'm gonna play my middle finger on my left hand on the G and my second finger on D5. So middle finger, left hand, G4, index finger, right hand, D5. Here we go, goes like this. And you're gonna pretty much hold the G for a little bit here on your left hand. So it goes. And then G again. And then we're gonna play the black note just above G. That's the note G sharp. And that's with our second finger. And then we play A4 with our thumb on while the right hand plays the C. And then the F sharp, the note before, the black note before the G. And then we play the G. And it ends like that. Okay, I know that part was a little tricky. I'll take it really slow for you a couple more times so you can get it, all right? Here we go. Left hand, G4, middle finger, right hand, D5, index finger. Here we go. Good job. G sharp, A, F sharp, G. Good job, way to go. I know that was tricky. Let's do it one more time so you can catch up. I know it's hard, but it sounds amazing. I wish I could hear all of you playing right now. All right, here we go. G, G sharp, A, F sharp, G. Way to go! All right, now, this last line, remember, it's exactly the same as our second phrase, all right? So we've already played this part once, and it goes... and end on C. Woo! You just played the piano. Isn't that awesome? Now, let's put it all together, all right? We stopped in between each section. Now, let's put it all together. I'll play it nice and slow so you can maybe play along with me, or if you need to watch it and then play it back yourself, you can do it. But when you play this for your mom or your dad, you can play the whole thing for them, and it goes like this. Are you ready? Let's do it together. Here we go. 2, 3, and... Good job. All right, here we go. Here's that third part. Ready? Good job. Almost there. It's a really fancy piano trick. Good job, kids. Way to go. All right, you just played through Ode to Joy. Now, remember our second song? It's Never Too Early for Christmas. We're going to play Jingle Bells. Okay, so give your hands a break, stretch them out, stretch out your fingers, go like this. This is a really famous piano exercise. It's not, I'm just kidding. It's just something I do from time to time when I want to stretch out my fingers, all right? You can shake out your hands, you can shake out your body a little bit, stretch a little bit. All right. Let's do Jingle Bells, okay? Because who doesn't love Christmas? I love Christmas. Do you love Christmas? Cool. All right. So we're going to do Jingle Bells. Here we go from the top. So remember, Jingle Bells on the right hand starts with an E, and Ode to Joy also starts with an E. On the left hand both starts with C on the same time. So it's really easy to remember which notes to start with, right? So here we go. Jingle Bells. We're going to start with C in our left hand, and here we go. That's pretty easy, right? All our left hand did there was press C 3 different times. Now, right after that, we're gonna do something really cool with our left hand. It's what's called a bass walk up. And so we're just gonna go with our left hand, this finger, this finger, this finger, this finger. We're gonna walk up C, D, E, F, right? So it goes like this. Ready? From the top. Good job. Good job. And now we're gonna do F on both hands. So what we did there is we did F, then E, then D, then G in our left hand. Let's try that second part one more time. Bum, 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 oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. There's the G in the left hand. Hey is that G in the right hand. And then we go back and play the same thing we played the first time. Here we go. Nice and easy. Good job, kids. Way to go. Should we play Jingle Bells one more time together? I think we should. Here we go from the top. 2, 3, 4. Awesome, way to go. Hey, I added a couple extra notes in there because I kind of couldn't help myself. If you want to play those or figure out what I played, you totally can. But give yourselves a round of applause. You know, there's nothing like learning how to play an instrument, learning how to play music. It's one of my very favorite things to do. It's one of the ways I connect with God. It's one of the ways that I hear God speak to me is through music. And so I hope that you today have started on the journey of maybe learning how to play an instrument. I'm so thankful you tuned in and joined us. We'll see you next week, brave kids. Love you guys. Keep practicing.
Wow, what an awesome lesson. Make sure you show your parents what you just learned. We've only got a couple of these left, so make sure you share with a friend, and we'll see you next week.